What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to Smash Factor. I'm Alex Wober, and Happy New Year to the Long Drive community. 2026 is officially underway, and the season is already off to an explosive start. Today on the show, we're recapping the opening league events from November and December, highlighting some of the biggest drives so far this season and getting you fully locked in on what's coming up in January, including the first North American Tour stop. We've got a lot to cover, so let's get right into it. Before we hit the results, a quick thank you to the partners and sponsors who help make Smash Factor and Ultimate Long Drive possible. Make sure you're visiting ultimatelongdrive.com for everything ULD, event info, registration, standings, schedules, and exclusive member discounts. And don't forget to follow Ultimate Long Drive on Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok for real-time updates all season long. And now we head over to the state of Minnesota, where the Minnesota-Iowa League kicked off the 2025-2026 ULD season at Mulligan's Indoor Golf in Plymouth. The youth division started things off in a big way, as Owen Salter opened the season with a 53.3-yard win in the U7 boys division. Right behind him, Levi Hansen picked up the win in the U9 boys with a drive of 143.3 yards, with Seeley Hansen claiming the U11 boys division at 174.4 yards. Moving into the senior ranks, Christian Seachrist, hopefully I got that last name correct, blew up the men's 60 amateur division with a drive of 302.8 yards. And to close out the first event of the Minnesota-Iowa League, Matt Carroll went home with a trio of victories, taking the men's 40 amateur, men's 35 amateur, and the open men amateur divisions with drives of 339 yards, 367 yards, and 378.8 yards. Now we head west to California as the SoCal League opened its season at the Classic Morongo Golf Club in Beaumont, California. The Valor division saw James Ray kick things off with a 330-yard drive, and in the men's 60 divisions, David Anderson captured the men's 60 amateur with 334 yards, while Lynn Ray, aka Captain Crush, secured the men's 60 pro with a 337-yard drive. The men's 50 amateur belonged to Mark Stoneking, the three-division world champion from 2025, who opened his season with a massive 378-yard drive. In the men's 45 amateur, Tim Holbrook logged 318 yards for the win, while Marshall Buckler crushed 360 yards to take the men's 40 amateur. The men's 35 pro featured Sylvester Burrell, who clocked in a 354-yard bomb. Rounding out November in SoCal, James Ray picked up a second win in the Open Men Amateur with 338 yards, and Harrison Pearson launched a 363-yard drive to claim the Open Men's Pro Division. Staying out west and kicking things off for December, the Arizona League kicked off their season at Dobson Ranch in Mesa, and it was a historic performance from James Barnett. Barnett secured 6 division wins, going home victorious in the Valor, Senior Valor, Open Adaptive, Open Men Amateur, Men's 45 Amateur, and Men's 40 Amateur divisions with drives of 339, 350, 352, 353, 358, and 370 yards. What an incredible start for the 2025 points leader in Ultimate Long Drive. Also in Arizona, Shaler Hatch won the Men's 45 Amateur with 320 yards, Kenny Held took the men's 35 pro with a 378-yard strike, and Trahern McGill supplied a 388-yard drive to win the Open Men's Pro Division. Switching back to the East Coast, the Coastal Carolinas League opened their season at ULD headquarters here in Long, South Carolina. A special moment on the grid as a father and son shared the spotlight. Two-time world champion Liam Norman locked down the U9 boys division with 104 yards, while Jace Norman went yard in the Open Men's Pro Division with a 392-yard drive. Back to Minnesota for round 2 at Mulligan's Indoor Golf, where the family theme continued. 2025 world champion Jordan Carroll secured the U11 girls division with 165.8 yards, while Matt Carroll once again swept 3 divisions, winning the men's 40 amateur, men's 35 amateur, and open men amateur with drives of 373.8 yards, 374, and 391 yards. In the youth divisions, Owen Salter popped back up and returned to win the U7 boys division with 50.3 yards, marking his second division win of the season. Former world champion Gardner Lahette opened his year with a men's 70 amateur win at 310.1 yards. Now to the Western Carolinas League, holding their first event at the PGA Superstore in Greenville, South Carolina, and we saw some of the longest drives of the season so far. The Utley family came away with 2 division wins as Thomas Utley secured the U13 boys with a 287-yard drive, and Tom Utley won the men's 45 amateur with 365 yards. 2 division world champion from 2025, Tom Tucker picked up a men's 70 amateur win with 318 yards, while Tony Tumlin took the men's 55 amateur at 271 yards. And now to the big numbers. Hank Hulk Parks crushed a 401-yard drive to win the men's 40 amateur, followed by Andrew McCartney, who logged the longest drive by a U.S. hitter so far this season with a 411-yard drive in the open men's amateur division. Heading further south now to Florida, the Florida Keys hosted an event at Ocean Drive Indoor Golf in Isla Mirada. Kevin Wathen kicked things off in the men's 35 amateur with 274 yards, and the Lindback family grabbed 2 divisions. Brian Lindback won the Open Men Pro with 294 yards, while Patty Lindback locked in the Open Women's Pro with 191 yards. Now let's take a look at what's coming up in January, as we have 7 league events and the first North American Tour stop of the year. League action begins on January 10th this weekend with 5 events. Minnesota Iowa League will host their 3rd event at Mulligan's in Plymouth at 10 a.m. Central Time. Central Texas League will have their season opener at the R2M Golf in San Antonio at 10 a.m. Central Time. And the brand new New England League kicking off at Dick's House of Sports in Salem, New Hampshire at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Coastal Carolinas League will also host their 2nd event at ULD HQ at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. And lastly, on the 10th, Arizona League will have their 2nd event at Dobson Ranch at 1 o'clock p.m. MST. On January 17th, we head to the Mid-Atlantic League, where they have their first event at the Dojo in Midland, Virginia at 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. And Western Carolinas League will host their 2nd event at the PGA Superstore in Greenville, South Carolina at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. And finishing off the month, of course, we've teased it at the beginning, and we are ready to announce that the first North American Tour stop will be hitting Oviedo, Florida on January 24th at 11 a.m. Eastern Time at the Tee It Up driving range. If you're going to be in Florida for the PGA show, put your money where your mouth is and come test this grid. We want to see you out there and see what kind of numbers you can put up. And one more reminder, if you're interested in the king of launch monitors, the Spica 3 by GolfJoy, head to ultimatelongdrive.com. ULD members can log in, visit the membership tab, and claim an exclusive 15% discount on the Spica 3, along with other member-only discounts available right now. That's going to do it for this year's New Year edition of Smash Factor. I know we're a little late, as Larry David would like to say, but the 2026 season is officially rolling. The numbers are climbing, and the competition is already heating up. For full schedules, results, registration, and updates, head to ultimatelongdrive.com, and be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok all season long. I'm Alex Wober, and we'll see you next time on Smash Factor.